Assalamualaikum class. Today we are going to take the lab session of lab number 10. That is the topic of the lab is Thevenin and the Norton theorem. And the title of the lab is to construct the resistive circuit based on the Thevenin and the Norton theorems and measure the circuit parameter like voltages and the currents using the software tool. The main objective of the lab is to organize the Thevenin and the Norton equivalent circuits and then display the output voltages and the currents with the change in the loading using the software tool. The PLOs and the CLOs that we will achieve at the end of the lab are CLO1 and CLO3. CLO1 is mapped on PLO5 and CLO3 is mapped on PLO10. Let's start with the main topic of our lab. For this we should familiarize with the theorems, that is the Thevenin and the Norton. So first we take the Thevenin theorem. What is the Thevenin theorem? Basically, Thevenin theorem is used to change the complex circuits into a very simple circuits, and that simple circuit is based on the voltage source with the resistance in series. So you can see here in this figure there is a very complex circuit that is converted into a very simple circuit by applying the Thevenin theorem. So this is the main objective or the main purpose to use the Thevenin theorem. And you can see that in the simplified circuit there is only a single voltage source with the resistance in series. The voltage source value is open circuit voltage across the pair of the points, and the series resistance values is the resistance looking from the open circuit set of the points. So here is a very important thing, that is the pair of points. What is meant by the pair of points? Pair of points basically are those points which are defined in our circuit where we are supposed to find out the output voltage or the currents. So you can see that in this figure A and B are our pair of points. So the voltage after solving with the help of the Thevenin theorem at the pair of point A and B, we are said it's a Thevenin or open circuit voltage. So same for the resistance, we call that resistance, the resistance at the point of A and B is the open circuit resistance. Here is a very important statement which said that both the original circuit and the Thevenin equivalent circuit, it means that this original circuit and the Thevenin equivalent circuits both are equivalent in terms of voltage and the current at the specific pair of points. Specific pair of points mean A and B in this figure, A and B. So the circuit parameters like voltage and the currents in both circuits are equivalent. So keep this thing in your mind when solving the Thevenin theorem. The circuit parameters are not going to be changed if we consider the original circuit or if we consider the Thevenin circuit, but these two things are for the particular pair of points. Let's move toward the Norton theorems. The main purpose of the Norton theorem is the same as that of the Thevenin theorem. It also used to simplify the complex circuits into the simple circuit, but here's the configuration is going to be changed. In the Thevenin simplified circuit we have a voltage source with the resistance in series, but here in the Norton theorem we have a current source with the resistance parallel with that source. So that is the main difference between the Thevenin and the Norton theorem. So again here the I N naught value is the short circuit current. In the Thevenin that voltage is the open circuit voltage, but here the current value is the short circuit current, again through the pair of points. So this is very important. What are the particular points we are considering when we solving our particular circuits? And NRNO value is the resistance seen looking from the open circuited set of the point. So the definition for the Norton resistance, Norton equivalent resistance, is the same as that of the Thevenin equivalent resistance, but the difference is between the current source and the voltage source. The voltage source is the open circuit voltage, but the current source is the short circuit current. This statement is the same for both the theorems. This statement said that the original circuits and the Norton equivalent circuits are equivalent, again equivalent in terms of the terminal voltage and the currents at the specific pair of points. So if we are taking this original circuit or this complex circuit and find out the voltage and the current value at the point of A and B, it should be the same when we solve this and find out the Norton equivalent circuit and again find out the value of at A and B, then we can say that the voltage and the current is the same as that of the original circuit. So let's have a look of both the Thevenin and Norton equivalent circuits. Here is the Thevenin circuits. The purpose of both the circuits is the same, and but the conversion of both the circuits is different with each other. So here a brief you can say that the comparison and difference of both theorems. The Thevenin equivalent consists of the Thevenin equivalent resistance in series with the voltage source, but in the Norton theorem the Norton equivalent resistance is in parallel with the current source. So here is the configuration of the both circuits. You should keep these figures into your mind because this is basically our target to achieve. Let's move toward the in-lab task. Here is your in-lab task in which we have a voltage source and the 4 resistances in different configuration. We are supposed to implement both the theorems in this particular task. So first we are going to start with the Thevenin theorem, implement the Thevenin theorem, and then we move toward the Norton theorem. The in-lab task is divided into 2 parts. The first part is your calculation base and the second part is your simulation base. So first you are supposed to calculate all the circuit parameters while solving with the Thevenin theorem and the Norton theorem, and then you are supposed to implement this circuit, means the equivalent circuits in your software, and then simulate it and find out the circuit parameters. Okay, here is your in-lab task. Now we are going to apply the Thevenin theorem. So if you remember the Thevenin equivalent diagram in your mind, which is this one. In Thevenin theorem, you are supposed to find out the V Thevenin and the R Thevenin. So keep these things into your mind. Let's start to find out the R Thevenin first. So here are the steps to find out the R Thevenin. This is your main or the original circuit. So the first step is to remove the load resistance. Here is the load resistance RL. We remove this load resistance, and the second important thing is to short circuit your voltage source, or in case of the current source you are supposed to be open circuited. So in your lab task you have a voltage source, so you are supposed to be short circuited it and remove the RL resistance, which is the load resistance. Now redraw the circuit. Here you can see that it's your new circuit or the modified circuit, in which you can see that your V source voltage is short circuited and your load resistance is open. While considering this circuit, you should calculate the R Thevenin seeing from here. R Thevenin, because these points are the one, and these are the your particular points, pair of points where you are going to be calculate your voltages and the currents. So these points are 1 and 2, so that's why we can say that it's a resistance pair of 1 and 2, and it's called the R Thevenin. When we are seeing through this point, then you can clearly analyze that R1 is parallel with R2. So you solve this according to parallel combination. R1, R2 is parallel with each other. After the parallel combination, the modified resistance is in series with the R3. So that's why we add R3 with this combination. So this is the final form of your R Thevenin. After calculating the R Thevenin, the next target is to calculate the V Thevenin. So here are the steps to find out the V Thevenin. Again, here is your original circuit, and the first step is the same, to remove your load resistance. We remove this load resistance from here, point A1 and 2, and then you are not supposed to be short circuited or open circuit the voltage or the current source respectively. In this case, you are going to reconnect your source voltage again to the modified circuit. So here we do not change our source voltage. Here the source voltage is already connected, so we are not supposed to be change it. This is your final form for the calculation of the V Thevenin. Again, here the V Thevenin is equal to the V12, because these are our particular points where we are going to calculate our circuit parameters. So in this case, after redrawing the modified circuit, you are going to calculate the V Thevenin. Then you can apply any of the basic law to calculate the V Thevenin. If the circuit is very simplified, just like your in-lab task, then you are simply apply the divider laws. If it in this case it's a very complex circuit, then you may apply the mesh analysis, nodal analysis, KCL, KVL, whatever the convenient for you according to the circuit diagram. You can apply any of the law for the calculation of your V Thevenin. So here in this circuit, your in-lab task circuit, is very simple. So that's why we can just apply a voltage divider law here, because this resistance is open circuited, so there is no current flowing through this. That's why it will not be considerable. The voltage across the R2 is basically the voltage of the Thevenin, or the voltage at the point of the 1 and 2. So we can apply on simple voltage divider law here. The voltage divider law is applied here, and then we calculate the V Thevenin. So here are the basic steps to find out the R Thevenin and the V Thevenin while applying the Thevenin theorem. So you all are supposed to be calculate the R Thevenin and V Thevenin after this parameter, after this technique, and then we are move toward the Norton theorem. Sorry, before going to the Norton theorem, we are going to convert the original circuit into the Thevenin equivalent circuit. So here is the final form, your Thevenin equivalent circuits, in which you are connecting a V Thevenin source with the R Thevenin in series, and after that you are reconnect your load resistance that are removed while calculating the R Thevenin or the V Thevenin. So after reconnecting the load resistance, the R Thevenin is connecting with the V Thevenin in series. So because the main target is to find out the voltage and the current across the load resistance, so at the end we are supposed to be connect the load resistance. So the target is to calculate the voltage and the current or whatever thing here. For that purpose, again, if your circuit is very in simplified form as it is, so you just simply apply the voltage divider law here to find out the voltage across VL or V12. So here is the final form of your load voltage. Okay, after this Thevenin equivalent circuit, we are done with the values of the load voltage, and on the same steps you can find out the load current simply by applying the Ohm's law. So then we move toward our Norton theorem. Here are some steps for the Norton theorem. Again, in the original circuit we follow the same steps as we are done with the R Thevenin. So the Norton resistance calculation is the same as we have done with the Thevenin theorem. So here the same steps in these slides. Remove the RL, short circuit the voltage source, then you are supposed to see the Thevenin resistance from here. So here is your R Thevenin, or R, you can say the RN, R Thevenin, these are the same things. The next step is to find out the IN, which is the short circuited current. So the modification in our original circuit is similar like the Thevenin, but we are not supposed to be open our terminal or the pair of point like here 1 and 2. We are supposed to be short circuited this. So for the calculation of the IN, first step is to short circuited or remove the RL and replace it with the short circuit, and then again our source voltage should be connected in the circuit, and apply the same any kind of the law you feel very feasible, and then calculate the value of the IN. So now I'm going to put this thing into your side. You are supposed to be calculate the IN, then share the result, overall all the calculated result with me. After the calculation of the IN and the RN, again we are going to redraw the equivalent circuit. So here is the Norton equivalent circuit, in which we have a IN source. The value is already find out in the previous slide, and this is the RN, which is equal to the R Thevenin, and it's parallel with the source voltage source current source, and then we again reconnect the load resistance. After the reconnecting of the load resistance, we are going to calculate the circuit parameters like load current and the load voltages. So for that purpose, again we apply any kind of the law that is convenient for us according to the circuit diagram. So here we have a very simple circuit, because the target of our Norton and the Thevenin theorem is to simplify the circuit. So we calculate the load current very easily by applying the current divider rule. So according to the current divider rule, the value of the load current is same here, and by applying the Ohm law we can find out the load voltage. Another thing while solving the Norton theorem is, if like in the lab, hardware lab, we don't have a current source, we are supposed to be convert this into the voltage source. So it's very easy to convert the current source into the voltage source if we have a current source with the parallel resistance in the with the current source. So this combination can be changed into the voltage source. How? You can see this into the next slide. Here you can see that now the current source is converted into the voltage source. The condition is if there is a resistance parallel with the current source. As you can see from in this slide, the current source is parallel with the resistance, then we can convert this into the voltage source, and not only with the voltage source, but we have the resistance in series instead of in parallel. So after converting the current source into the voltage source, again you are supposed to be calculate your circuit parameters like the voltage and the currents across the load resistance. If you are consider that it's a very convenient for you to convert it into the voltage source, then by applying these formulas you can simply find out the load voltage and the load current. So it did not make any effect on your previous circuit. The values across the load or the point 1 and 2 in this circuit is the same than the values calculating through this circuit. Okay, after the calculation, the second part of your lab is to simulate this equivalent circuit and your PSpice software. So you are supposed to be implement your original circuit and the Thevenin equivalent circuit and Norton equivalent circuits on your PSpice software, You have already take a live demonstration related to the software, so you don't need to be repeated, but if in case you have a problem, then you can ask on the online session. So after simulating the results and calculating the result, you are supposed to be complete your table 10.1 and table 10.2. Table 10.1 is related to your Thevenin theorem and table 10.2 is related to your Norton theorem. So calculate all these resistances and whatever they ask in the table according to your calculation and the measurements. You are supposed to be calculate or find out the values and place it into the table. Here is the data available for the circuit parameters R1, R2, R3 and load resistance and the source voltage. So considering these circuit parameters and values into your circuit and calculate the result and then simulate it and compare your both results. The evaluation criteria is the same as we have already done in the previous labs. So you are supposed to be send me the or share the calculated result with me as well as your simulation results with me, so that we can cover our CLO1 that is mapped on the PLO5, and then for the lab report we can cover our CLO3, and the lab reports you are supposed to be submitted with me. In case of any question you can ask me freely. So this is all for today. Thank you very much for the session.